Hey guys, welcome to our team call tonight. I'm so excited that everybody is jumping on and taking time out of their Monday to plug in to your business and totally hold yourself accountable for the week. So I am so excited to talk to you guys about this month's numbers so far. We have a lot of lives being changed and a lot of lives yet to be changed, which we're going to dive in a little bit more tonight. So to kick it off, we have Bailey Glazer with 4 Success Club points. Congratulations, Bailey. And also congratulations, Bailey, for making Sean T's test group for his new workout that is coming out. So that is huge, not only for Bailey, but all the lives she's going to change. And yeah, I don't feel bad saying this, but it's huge for our team. So awesome, Bailey. Thanks for that. We have Katie May with 4 points, myself with 4, Valerie Nelson with 2 plus 2 for her husband, which that means she's rocked out and changed 2 lives. Lisbeth with 2, Allison Smith with 4, Lisa McCloskey with 2, Jordan Kraft with 4, Tyler Nelson with 2, and Tim Ottaway with 2. So we also last month, you guys, we broke a record last month with Fit Crew Boom Empire coaches. You guys totally came through in the end, changed tons of lives. And I just wanted to leave a quick tip for you before I turn it over to Kerri. Don't forget to reach out to all of those people this month. Reach out to them about the coaching opportunity or the discount coaching opportunity, because that's going to help you build rank, and there's no reason not to get to diamond based off of discount coaches alone with the numbers that you guys are throwing out there. So reach out to Kerri or myself if you guys have any questions about that and how to build rank a little faster. And I'm going to turn it over to Kerri. Most of you guys know who Kerri Steelman-Schmidt is, obviously, because she is your sponsor. Those of you that don't, that are on the other side, she is my business partner, and she is an awesome coach. She is a 3-star diamond coach, combined about 8, I'd say around 8 to 9-star diamond coach, Success Club legend, Success Club 5 legend, and has been killing her business. And I'm so happy that she is going to share with us tonight what we need to know and do. So thank you, Kerri.
Hells yeah. What up? Hide your kids. Hide your kids. Sometimes I swear. So I'm in charge of the team call. You want to go ahead and put those muffs on them. Put the muffs on them. I got like my team's all like this, and Marie, your team is like, don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's going to be okay. I was an elementary school teacher, so I can like censor myself.
I don't know, Steelman. I think you might be a little confused because half your team's hiding.
Not true. Yeah, totally true.
Yeah.
That's super accurate. Super accurate. Okay, so I'm going to need it there. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, Athena. I appreciate you. Okay, so listen up, guys. Tonight we are going to be talking about invites, the invite process. And if you guys straight off the bat got onto this call because you're like, yeah, help me in that area. Can you just raise your hand for me if you're like, no, I legit need some help in the invite arena a little bit? Okay, cool. Can you guys comment in the little chatty chat and just let me know straight off the bat if you guys have any, sorry, the little Chelsea Kindred raised hand. Do you guys see that in the like manage participants? I don't know if your screen looks the same as mine, but it just told me someone raised their hand. I don't know how that works. But if you guys could comment in the little chatty chat and let me know if you specifically have a certain area that you are struggling with. So if it's like time to send out invites, if you're not sure what to send to people, how to start conversations, how to build relationships, timing, objections. Maybe they give you an objection and you're like, okay, bye. That's good. Or maybe the follow-ups. Maybe you're not sure how to reconnect with people after you've invited them. And then maybe people are saying yes, and then the convo dies and you're like, awkward, what now? So there's all different areas. Maybe you don't know how to make the transition from someone's a challenger, they're in your challenge group, and you'd like to bring up like inviting them to coaching. Inviting is inviting is inviting. Okay. And yes, there are scripts that can help. And yes, there are strategies that can help. But to be completely honest with you guys, and I do want you to comment in here with anything that you are struggling with, so I know I can make sure 100% that I cover this topic for you. But what it really does come down to is practice. Like, people say all the time to me, Kerri, I'm afraid I'm going to say the wrong thing. Dude, you are. You're going to say the wrong thing. You're going to say the wrong thing multiple times. And you're not going to know that it's the wrong thing until you say it and see that it didn't work. Because something that works for Marie may not work for me. And honestly, what works for me with one person may not work for the next person. You guys, a lot of you are moms, right? Can you say the same thing to every kid and have them respond the same way? No. Teachers, human beings, can you say something to one friend and they respond totally different than if you say the same thing to a different friend? Right? This is just how life is. So to be completely honest with you, we can go over scripts, we can go over strategies, we can go over everything. But for most of you, what is holding you back is the fact that you're not freaking doing it. Because you're trying to get some sort of perfect system down so that it's like magical and no one ever rejects you. And then once you know for sure that it's perfect, then you're going to start. That's not how this works. Just like in any industry, you have to practice, 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 practice. And through that, you're going to start to discover what phrasing seems to work better for your tribe. What wording is working better for your people. You'll start to identify, oh, this person is wasting my time. Oh, this person has all the interest in the world in talking to me forever and none of the interest in the world in actually joining a challenge group. You're not going to know that until you talk to a shit ton of people. You're not going to know that until you have, and you're still going to get caught off guard. Like, I have been doing this for a very long time. And I have had people, guys, anything you can imagine. Rejection, it's like my middle name. It's like, my name is Kerri. I want you to reject me. Like, whatever, it's fine. They're not ready. I'm not mad about it. Who's next? Maybe they'll be ready eventually, so I leave the door open. And yes, I will give you specific ideas and strategies on this call, but I want you guys to go into it with the mindset of, if you are doing what you need to be doing every single day, and you have the mindset of this is practice, you will take the pressure off of yourself to be perfect and to get some sort of result, to get them to say yes. That's not our job. Our job is to invite people to the party. It is not your job to make sure to go and pick them up and carry them to the party and make sure they're having fun the whole time. Your job is to invite them to the party, make sure they know the address, make sure they know the theme, make sure that they know who else is going, who they could carpool with, who they could connect with. And when they get there, it's your job to introduce them to the rest of the people at the party and to be welcoming and excited and let them know the things they need to know to have fun at the party. That's your job. And so you're like, oh my God, what if I don't invite them right? Dude, when we were little kids, did we not just get all the invitations and all the little Valentines and all the things and just be like, you're invited, you're invited, you're invited, you're invited, you're invited, you're invited, you're invited. Everybody's invited, right? We didn't overthink it. We didn't worry about like, what if I give them this invitation? And then they like turn to their friend and they're like, oh my God, did you see this stupid unicorn invitation? I can't believe she even gave that to me. Like, no, we don't even worry about that. We're like, if you don't want to come, then don't come, but I'm going to have a birthday party. I'm going to have, right? Like, that's what we do when we're kids. So I implore you, I want to encourage everyone on here, get in your inner child. I don't care if you got to turn on some like Mary-Kate and Ashley, some old school, like turn on some Hanson, turn on some, you guys are young, some of you. Turn on some like Justin Bieber. Is that the song of your music of your childhood? I don't know. We're all from different generations and it's cool. Turn on some things that make you feel, turn on some music that make you feel confident and alive. And then we're going to rock this shit out. Okay. And we're going to invite people without being concerned that they might say no, because they probably will say no. And that's fine. Because your job is not to like convince everybody to do this thing. Your job is to make sure everybody knows that there's something that you have that's changed your life. Your job is to make sure that's not a secret, so that if anybody at any point in time hits a point in their life where they need help or they're ready to make a change, are they going to go to their local YMCA? Are they going to go to Complete Nutrition? Athena, I'm giving that shout out right now. Are they going to go to GNC? Are they going to go to a place to buy products there, or are they going to know that they can go to you? Okay. And you may think to yourself, oh, certain people in my life, they already have this, they have this, they have this, they have this. But everyone on my team who has rocked this for a long time can tell you there have been people who we thought would never in a million years want to do something like this, because we have in our head what their answer is going to be. But by asking them anyway, you find out things about people that you don't freaking know. So first of all, mindset. This is practice. Practice does not make perfect. Practice is just going to make progress in this situation. There are going to be more people that say, no, not right now, no, thank you, not my thing, than people who say yes. So I tend to think of it into thirds. Like a third of the people will say yes, if not now, then eventually. A third of the people will be like, nah, I'm good, thank you though. That's no. Just no. And a third of the people depend on how much you're practicing and if you follow up with them or not and how good you get at this. Okay. Your success rate being like a third versus 2/3, it feels really different. It feels really, really, really different. But in order to even figure out if what you're saying is working, you have to say it a bunch of times. You can't ask 5 people to join a challenge group a certain way and be like, that invite didn't work. I just shouldn't invite to a birthday party anymore. You know what? I'm canceling birthdays. No more birthdays. Like, no, we got to practice this skill. So I want to give you, if you, Marie, if you do not already have a script that you are using, I'm going to provide mine. Okay. I use one it's called the Fit Loss script, because my friend Lauren Wandell, she wrote this. This works for me. Yes, I change it depending on the person that I'm talking to. Yes, there are a variety of different ways that you could go about it. But to me, this gives all the information. This is simple. And most importantly, it includes the information that you need to know about somebody before you can suggest the challenge pack or the challenge option that they need. Okay, so I'm going to send you guys, I'm going to put this in the chat. You can follow along if you want. That way you guys can just save it straight in your computer. You guys see that? The Fit Loss scripts. So it's http://tinyurl.com/the Fit Loss scripts. Okay. And what I did is I copied that and I pasted it into my notes, and I went through and I read it, and I did what I like to call the best friend test. Okay. So if I were to call up my best friend, somebody that I actually know in person, not like a new best friend, not like someone that I've just met and I'm like, we're like besties. No, like legit someone who has known me for a long time. If I were to call them up and I were to say, I'll just read this on hers word for word. Can you raise your hand if you're willing to be my best friend for the sake of this example? Okay, John Houston, I really appreciate. Everybody else was really hesitant. What the? Why were you guys so hesitant about being my best friend? I saw a lot of this.
I'll be your best
Thanks, man.
friend.
Okay, so best friend test, John Houston.
All
I'm
right.
going to go ahead and I'm going to read the first part of this script, and you guys follow along if you can. I'm trying to get it so that I can see both at the same time.
By the way, girlfriend, you've been holding out on me with this. This is pretty good.
Oh, uh-oh. In trouble with my coach.
Holding out on Grand Coach.
Oh, no. Okay, so John Houston.
Yes, ma'am.
This is for someone who has commented on a post, like maybe you posted a transformation and they're like, yeah, I totally would love more information on this. I'd like to do something. Maybe they're like, maybe you message somebody who likes your post and you're like, hey, thank you so much for liking my post. Are you on a health and fitness journey too? So they respond.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh. Yeah, not really. I mean, I want to, but I'm just so busy. And like, I used to play football, and that was awesome. But man, I'm a total fatty right now. I just don't feel good. What is this? What is this crap?
Okay, so perfect example. This is somebody, now I want you to think about this. This is somebody who I've built some sort of a relationship with, right? I want you to use the best friend test. This means if I were to send this to my best friend who has known me forever, they would think it sounds like me. They wouldn't be like, girl, what you sipping on? Dude, why are you scripting me right now? It should not sound like that. If you cannot send this message to your best friend, you should not be sending it out to people on the internet, whether you know them or not. Because they're going to get a totally different vibe of what you're about and who you are. So I'm going to go ahead and read this word for word. This is someone else's script. I would love to give you a little bit more information. Thank you so much for reaching out. Can you tell me a little more about your health and fitness goals? Does that sound like me? Does that sound like me? I would love to give you a little bit more information about our challenge. Thank you for reaching out.
No, but it's good.
Tell me a little more about your health and fitness goals? No, that doesn't sound like me at all. So number one tip for you guys right now is change the script to sound like you. Best friend rule. If you cannot send that to your best friend without hiding your head, like without having to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I just sent that to her. She's going to think I'm so freaking dumb right now. If it doesn't sound like you and it doesn't feel like you, you're sending the wrong message. Now, I'm not saying that it's not going to be scary sometimes. Sometimes it's still scary even when it sounds like you saying it. Sometimes it is still scary to send a message to somebody because we're human beings and we have a fear of rejection. But I changed my script to be more like, dude, you rock so hard for commenting on my post. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate the support because I am working my small child in the screen, my rear end off over here in Kansas. So are you trying to get your fitness on too? That's how I talk. So that's how my script is going to sound. So what I want you guys to do is take the script, unless you're already using something that's working. If you're using something that's working, do not change what you're doing. Maybe tweak it if this helps you. But the worst thing you can do in this business is to be like, Kerri said this, so now I'm changing everything. Marie said this. That sounds great. I'm changing everything. Sometimes you have to do something for a long time to see what works. But if you don't have a system yet, use this. Copy, paste, and rewrite the parts that are you to sound like your language. Okay, so there are 4 questions that I always need to know the answer to. And they're all on here so you can follow along. But sometimes once you've practiced this enough and you know what the 4 questions are, if you've known this person for a while, or maybe they wrote you like a really long post with a lot of information, you can ask yourself, do I already know the answer to some of these questions? If so, then I need to make sure I know the answer to the other 2, and then I can bring up the challenge group. And I do this for 2 reasons. One is because if you do not know this information before you propose a challenge, you are going to propose something more than likely that's what you need or what you think they need instead of what they actually need or what they think they need. So your proposal is not going to meet their needs in that moment because you don't know what the heck their needs are. Okay, so your invitation is not going to be as effective if you don't know what they're struggling with. And number two, if you don't know the answer to these questions, you have zero leverage when they give you an objection, and they will give you an objection. They will. If they don't give you an objection at all, those are the people who quit in 5 seconds. Easy come, easy go. So if you cannot handle people saying, I have questions about this, 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 and this. I don't think this is going to work for me. I don't think that will work for me. I've tried this before. I've tried that before. If you cannot respond to those and give information, not necessarily even to convince them, but if you can't give them information to clarify what they're concerned about or to battle that objection in any way, shape, or form, you're not going to be successful at this. It's a skill. Just like in any other business you're in, it is a skill and it can be learned through practice. Okay, so here are the 4 questions. Write this shit down. 4 questions. So I transitioned from, yes, I would love to give you more information about our upcoming challenge group. Yes, I would love to do that. I want you in this group. I think it would be like freaking life-changing for you. But first I need to know, what are your health and fitness goals right now? Okay, so that's number 1. You need to know their goals. Number 2, so they answer this. John Houston, I'm going to need you again, okay, man? John Houston, he kind of told me, but I'm going to say, okay, so I know that you played football and that you've turned into a little bit of a quote unquote fatty. I would never use that phrase. John Houston, you're looking fly. But you said that you turned into a fatty. Can you tell me more about, like, more specifically, are you trying to lose a certain amount of weight? Are you focused more on body fat? Like, what would losing this weight do for you? Basically, why?
So I want to lose at least 50 pounds because that was my optimum weight. And I really want to tone up because when I go to the beach, my tatas look better than most women's in the top, and that's not good.
Okay, so it's a moob situation, a man boob.
Middies.
Moob situation. I got you. Totally, 100%. So guys, what you're going to find is that initially people are going to give you an answer that is whatever they've said a million times over to their friends. They're going to say something like, I want to lose 20 pounds. You don't stop there because that is not emotional. If they just say, I want to lose 20 pounds, then later when they're like, oh, I don't think I have the money. I don't think I have the money for this. What are you going to say? Like, but don't you want to lose 20 pounds? Like, you don't feel anything when someone says that, right? So whenever they tell you what their goal is, you need to know why. And if you can tell that they don't feel it when they say it, that it's not anything that would actually make them emotional, that means they have not connected with their why. Yes, it's important that you connect with their why so that you can propose the correct challenge or the correct program, but it's also essential if you're a business owner, you want the client, the customer, to connect with their own why. Because sometimes, honestly, we think we know what we need, but then when someone brings it up and asks the following questions, they're like, oh yeah, like that is kind of, oh yeah, I am struggling with that. And I didn't even realize I was struggling with that until you said it. Okay. So number 1 is goals. What are your goals and why? Not just weight. Tell me why. What would it do for you? What would it do for your confidence, your energy level? How would that affect your family? So that's question number 1. Question number 2 is, okay, so they told you, like John Houston, he wants to lose some weight because he has man boobs at the beach and it makes him feel uncomfortable and not as confident. So question number 2 that I need to know before I can propose a challenge is, what's been the hardest thing for you when it comes to losing weight? Now, maybe the person wants to become more flexible. Maybe their goal is to tone up. Maybe they want to build muscle. Maybe they want to gain weight. So that's why we don't just propose a weight loss program before we even know what that person wants to do. So he's told me that. Now I need to know for him, what has been the hardest part for you? I want him to connect with a pain point. And I'm going to give some suggestions. Okay, because if you just ask somebody, they are going to give you what they have used as an excuse over and over and over. I just don't have time. And that instantly connects them back to a defensive mentality. Right? What's been the hardest part for you? If you just leave it at that, well, I don't have this. And now they're reflecting on all the things that are holding them back. So what I like to do is I like to provide the things that I can help them with. Because if I say, what's the hardest part for you? And John starts telling me about how his mother-in-law had, I don't know, let's say his 4 sisters are living in his basement and they have 12 kids apiece, and the kids always run into the bedroom every time he's tried to work. And now all of a sudden we've gotten into this like crazy story as to why things aren't working out well. And I tell you, this happens. So instead of just saying, why haven't you been doing what you think you need to be doing? What's been holding you back? Instead, I want you to give suggestions. So what has been the hardest part for you about losing weight? Workouts, time, motivation, food prep, cravings, all of the above, no shame. Now I'm giving him these things. Why? Because any of those answers are things I can help with. Any of those answers are things that I can help him with. So John Houston, what has that been for you?
I think the hardest part for me is just food in general, like knowing what to eat and being able to find good food, and a little bit time too to find good food.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So guys, with that response, I'm going to respond totally differently than I would have, knowing he was a prior football player. He probably likes working out. Just by knowing his goals, I would have gone a totally different direction. Oh man, you got to do shift shot because he was a football player too, right? Chris Downing was a football player. You're going to love this. It's going to be just like your football days. Instead, I'm listening to what he's actually struggling with. I'm not making the decision for him. So if he's struggling with food, can you comment? What program would you set him up with? Or what resources does Beachbody have that could help him solve a problem of nutrition and time? I want everybody to comment below. This is an interactive call. Okay, Amy and Allison are both saying to be mindset. That's exactly where I would have gone with that. To be mindset, and because he said time, I like 100% Shakeology, right? Because Shakeology is a time saver. Shakeology is a meal that's fast and healthy on the go that's going to help with cravings. So those are the first 2 questions. What are your goals? What's been the hardest part for you? And now I'm starting to think, okay, so if I'm going to set him up with a to-be mindset, I know what he's struggling with. I know what he struggled with in the past. What are the most likely objections that I'm going to get from John? For most people, it's going to be money. Time is already going to be an objection, right? So I'm thinking in my head, okay, to be mindset is perfect for somebody who struggles with time, because from your phone or from your computer, your device, whatever, you can get on and you can listen to the videos while you're driving, while you're commuting. So now what I'm thinking is, okay, so if he's struggling with time and I want him to watch these videos or listen to these videos while he's doing other things, and I want him to drink the Shakeology on the go, I need to know whether that fits into his life, right? So I might ask a follow-up question. John, you said that you're struggling with food choices and with time. are you working a job that is taking up a lot of your time, or what are you really busy with right now?
Yeah, so I work 12-hour shifts overnight, and it's hard to get good food because by the time I get off work, nothing's really open. And when I'm at work, it's late at night. So all I really have is to go down to the Quick Trip and eat sausages.
And do you work the kind of job like my husband does, where you have to be there, but you don't necessarily have to be like 100% on it all the time? Like, what kind of job are you working?
Yeah, it's a factory job, so like I have some time off, but I still have to be there.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay, guys, the reason I asked that follow-up question is because I'm thinking right now, okay, so if he's working night shift, that would be a lot of time that he could use to learn something. It would also kind of imply that Shakeology would be something good for him, because that would maybe be when he would drink it. Like, he could do meal prep, but then when he gets off, he could drink his Shakeology instead of going to the Quick Trip. Additionally, if finances are going to be an objection, I know where he's spending his money now. Right? I know that he's spending money going to the Quick Trip. I'm thinking of all of these things during this conversation. Why? Because I need to know his goals, what's holding him back, and I need to be anticipating what objection he's going to give to me. And I'm setting myself up for success, and I'm setting him up for not being able to tell me no. So the third question is, have you tried other products or programs in the past to help you get to your goal? Or is this your first attempt? John?
So I did that one Tony Little's Target training with the dude with the ponytail, and he was super annoying. And then I did the Chuck Norris sled thing, and it did not make me skinny, so I quit.
Okay, so now we know what he's tried in the past. And interestingly, my first thought was, oh, so he's never actually done anything to learn about nutrition. He's always focused on the workouts, right? He's focused on sled pulling with ponytails or something, and he has not actually focused on his nutrition. So this might be something kind of different for him, right? So I now know, okay, that's what I know. The last question is, what workouts have you tried in the past, or do you think you would enjoy? Because that will help me a little bit with, like, are we going the fitness route too? Now, if you're talking to this person all about nutrition, you might ask them, are you wanting to add workouts in, or are you just wanting to focus on your nutrition first? Or what, have you tried any other fad diets in the past, or like, have you tried any other diet supplements or anything in the past, or is this your first try? Because I think I have something perfect for you. Okay, so I need to know the answers to all four of those questions. Now, he's kind of already told me what workouts he's tried in the past. So maybe you don't have to ask that fourth question. Maybe the person in their response, when you say, what are your goals? Maybe they tell you very detailed. I'm going to read you one. I forgot I saved this for you guys. Okay. So she's someone who responded to my Instagram story. Or I reached out to her because I was like, thank you for watching my Instagram story. I know I'm kind of a shit show sometimes, but just keeping it real. Are you on a health, fitness, or taco journey too, or were you just being amazing and supporting me? Either way, thank you. And she said, I'm a shit show myself. I'm trying to be more into health and fitness. I have my relapses and whatnot. I've been following you for a while, both Facebook and here. This is the first time I've seen a before picture of you. Ooh, coach fail. And now I know that it's actually relatable. I know it's possible. It's just going to be a long journey, isn't it? And I said, yes, but it doesn't need to be as hard as it was for me. I made my own life hell. She said, I feel like I'm in that stage doing great. Then bam, I sabotaged myself. I said, damn, that's frustrating. What are your goals now? And what were you doing when it was going well? So there, do you see that transition? Like I'm talking to her like a human being. I'm not just full on copy and pasting a script. I'm having a conversation with her like she's right in front of me. She said, I would probably say I get cocky in the beginning. Like, yes, I got this. I'm going to be so hot. My end goal is to be in the best shape that I can be. She said she was going to Fit Body Boot Camp. Finances got rocky, so she stopped. I started off and on exercises at home. My diet is terrible. Falling back into a place mentally where food is a comfort zone. Accountability and friendships. With Fit Body, I had the accountability and friendships I built while there. I miss those girls. So accountability is an issue for her. Exercises I am doing now, I am liking, but I wish results came faster. My weakness is soda and not enough water at all. Okay, so this homegirl didn't give me some like, I want to lose 20 pounds. She already answered the question. What are your goals? What's the hardest part for you? What have you tried before? Like I already know the answer to almost all of those questions. So you don't need to go back through and be like, so what's been the hardest part? No, you already freaking know what the hardest part is. You need to know the answers to those. They need to state at some point the answers to those. And I said, well, on a positive note, you seem super self-aware and that makes you super coachable. And you know what you want, but why 30 pounds? Because that's one thing that she didn't really mention, right? Is the why. She said it would make me in a healthy range, is like technically speaking for the doctor, as long as I'm skipping over this, blah, blah, blah. I don't just want to get down to the weight and be skinny, you know. I love the idea of being fit and the idea of having sex appeal under my condition and control. Finding out the older I get, just how much of a control freak I tend to be. So it's like, okay, now we're getting in it. Homie talked about sex, so we're in it. We're connected. We're there. We're talking about stuff. Okay, so I said, yes, you get it. When people just set weight loss goals, there's no emotion tied to it. Something gets hard and they bail. Would it be okay if I sent you the info for our upcoming challenge group? I feel like it would be perfect for you. Yes, she says. Okay, so I made sure I had the information. I didn't have to ask all those questions. I didn't have to ask all 4 of those questions because she gave me all the answers in one response. Once you know the answer in your head and you can answer all those questions for the person, you're ready to propose the challenge. Fewer options is better. If you're thinking, I could offer this person 2B mindset or 21-day fix, or maybe they should do lift 4. I don't know. I'm going to send them all of them. Dude, do you remember how overwhelming this was when you started? Do not give them more than 2 options. In fact, I would recommend start with 1. Like pretty much for my customers, as long as I'm not getting the vibe that they need 100% to do 2B mindset, I'm bringing up the annual all access challenge pack. That's what I'm selling. That's what I am offering people. I am keeping it simple for myself. $160. These are all the things that come with it. You'll get your Shakeology. I also will sometimes say performance line if I get an objection about Shakeology. Okay, so going back to the script. I ask if I can send them the information. They say, sounds great. And I say, be prepared for my novel. Kind of keeping it humorous, right? So what I suggest to you is the Beachbody On Demand All Access Pack. Guys, I don't want to read this whole thing to you. You all can read. If you can't, phone a friend. But like, it's kind of a long little situation, but it tells them, it explains the value of Beachbody On Demand. It talks about what Shakeology is. It talks about the group, what a challenge group is, my support, and then at the end, does that sound like a good fit for you? Does that sound like a good fit for you? What's the next question that they're going to ask? How much is that going to cost me? How much is it going to be? Okay, so that's when you move on to the next one. Now, if you already know that this person is spending a ton of money at whatever the place is, be like, dude, you don't got anything to worry about. This is so completely affordable. It's going to take the place of what you're spending at the gas station right now. It's going to pay for itself. If you do not have any leverage, if you do not know what they're spending their money on currently, or the bad choices they're making, or anything that they're having a hard time with, this is the part where you will lose them. That being said, just because they don't respond to this does not mean that you suck. It could mean that they got busy, or they saw a squirrel and they ran off to play with something sparkly, okay? We are human beings. This is not personal. This is business. Yes, it is a person business, but if you send 100 of these, you're not going to have as many feels about whether or not they responded. You're going to be too focused on the people who are at your party. You're going to be focused on the people who responded. The only reason you're going to get 0 responses is if you don't send out enough of these. Okay, so you send them this. They ask, how much does it cost? And you send them the next thing. We have a few packages to choose from. They range all the way up to, $425. As you can see from the picture I sent, I like to send them that little graphic that shows them what they would get, like committed. I forget what the different things are. Good value, great value, best value. They all come with this. Just look at the pictures. This is everything included. Will any of these work for you? Which one of these looks like the best fit for you? Okay, once they send that, the next step is, okay, great. And I'm following this script exactly, just exactly the one I sent to you. Can you raise your hand if you're following along? If you have that pulled up on your screen? Well done, students. Okay, so all I need from you to get started is your email and the flavor of, I need your email, the flavor of Shakeology you want, and which membership type you want. So I give them, I have changed it from what it says here to combo boxes is what I start people off with so they can try multiple flavors. I find with combo boxes, I have fewer people say, I don't like Shakeology. They might tell me, oh, I don't really care for this particular flavor. But because they have multiple flavors to try, it's not like oh, I can't drink it. I don't like any of it. Okay, so that, and the other thing too is at the beginning of some people's journeys, they may not start right away. So if you start them out with the box with fewer packets in it, it's got 24 instead of the 30, the bag of 30. I think just from like a psychology perspective, a human factors perspective, someone looking at a box and seeing that they have just like, oh shoot, I only have 3 little packets left versus like a bunch of at the bottom of their bag and they're like, oh, I've got a lot left. I better postpone. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot easier to see how many days you have left. So that's why I recommend, at least for people starting out, that they start with a combo box with 24 packets. And I'll tell them your options are combo box with chocolate, vanilla, tropical strawberry, or chocolate, vanilla, cafe latte. Now, sometimes they'll respond and be like, I hate chocolate. Is there like anyway? And then I'll give them other ideas. You know, I'll say, oh, you can totally get just these 2 flavors together in a box, or just a box of one kind, or you can get a bag. But that's what I recommend, is starting out with just those 2 flavor options in the box. And then so I'm asking them email, Shakeology flavor with their 2 options. And then I need to know what kind of membership you want. You can stay a basic member and pay full price for products. Come on. And programs moving forward. Easy as that, nothing else to be done. Or you can sign up with our VIP membership, which will give you a 25% discount on your Shakeology and other products that you purchase. There's a $15 membership fee, but overall you save $30 a month, which some people are like, no, you don't. Yeah, you freaking do save that much money because it has to do with the shipping cost too. Okay, so there's other factors other than just the price. We get cheaper shipping. So to recap, I need email, flavor, basic, or VIP. Hit me back. And they will send me those 3 things. And then I use Share a Cart. And I say, I'm going to send you this link. It's good for 24 hours. Now, it's not necessarily actually good for 24 hours, but I think just with like emotional, mental expiration date, that's how long they have to place this order before it's going to be like, just say it's good for the next 24 hours. Can you get on that now? Oh, I can't. I have to do blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm going to follow up with you tonight. If I send you the email now, will you have it done by tonight? So this is called the if I will you strategy. This is an actual business technique. This is a sales technique. If I will you. If I sent you some information on the challenge group, would you look it over and respond? If I sent you a video about coaching, would you watch it and get back to me? That way you're making them say, yes, I will. And that's the power of positive psychology. Christina was with me at Tony Robbins. She knows having to say, yes, I am doing this, so gets into their own head and they will do it. So use that if I as many times as you will. If you look at my conversations, you'll see that over and over and over and over. Now, today I got to this point in one of my conversations. And boom, objection. But we expect that. We know they're going to have questions, right? We know they're going to have objections. And if somebody gives you an objection and you just lay down about it, A, you're missing out on an opportunity to educate somebody. B, you're missing out on an opportunity to practice. And that's what you're going to have to do to get really good at this, to see what works, what sounds good coming out of your mouth. You know, like in middle school when you just start saying things because you're like trying to see what sounds good. Have you been around middle schoolers? They totally do that. It's like, oh yeah, wow, you sound like you're trying to be so-and-so. You just got to say it out loud to multiple people to see how you feel about it and then tweak as you go. So here is found it. Okay, so I sent her the breakdown of everything that comes with it for $160, that part of it. And she responded with, I have all the containers, the bikini one and the 21-day fix. I won't drink Shakeology. They are gross. Awesome. I can tell you in the past, being 100% honest with you guys, I would have been like, and I just wouldn't have responded because I'd be like, I'll get back to her when I know what to say. But honestly, that is like the kiss of death. If you are like, holy crap, I don't know what to say to that, and you just don't respond, you're like confirming for that person that they are correct. You're proving them right. Okay? So don't do that. Instead, I want you to try to respond respectfully to their objection. Validate what they're saying and try. So instead of running, this is what I said. Okay, that makes sense. So then you would have yours be the performance pack instead. I just skipped right over, like, we're just not even going to talk about that whole situation. We're jumping straight to performance pack. It's unicorn crack or pre-workout, which kicks your booty to get up and go, and recovery, which tastes like a Frosty from Wendy's and helps with soreness and building lean muscle mass. And the cool thing is, if you don't like it, you can send it back and get a full refund. I know fill in the blank was your coach before, and I don't know what your experience, what that experience was like for you. But my people get results. And honestly, just having one program at home would be boring as heck. That's what I like about Beachbody On Demand. Sometimes you might just want to do yoga or dance, or maybe you'll be stressed out after work and want to do some core to force and kick some imaginary booty with the MMA stuff. Not bad, right? But I tried to go through each thing that I knew was a concern for her. Oh, I've already got the DVDs. Yeah, but you're going to get bored and you know it. Well, I've already tried this part before. Okay, well, you haven't tried it with me. Oh, well, I've already tried this and I didn't like it. Guess what? We're not even doing that. We're going to do this other thing instead. Now, she may come back and be like, nah. But she said, okay, but does the pre-workout have a lot of caffeine? I'm caffeine sensitive, and that's why I'm doing the decaf coffee, blah, blah, blah. The pill I take is loaded with turmeric and good stuff. Guys, if they bring up other programs or other products that they are using, resist the urge to bash other products or companies. That is not your job. And that is not who we need to be. We do not need to bash keto. We do not need to bash the like pink whatever drink. We do not need to bash any other network marketing company. Plus, you don't know. So unless you have gone through those product lines and tried every single thing and had those experiences for yourself, you're talking out your booty hole. You're giving opinions. So instead of doing that, I highly recommend that you take the high road and just say, I don't know about any of this, but I know my experience. And I can tell you when I did this or when so-and-so did this. So that's what I did. I said, I'm actually caffeine sensitive too. I think it's that ADD. In fact, I couldn't take the old Beachbody E&E pre-workout they used to sell or anything, any pre-workout from any store I bought because it made me feel like I was having an anxiety attack. And that's 100% true. But guys, if I didn't have a story like that, I would contact someone else on the team, or I would put a post in our Fit Crew Coaches page or the Fit Crew Boom Empire Coaches page. And I would say, hey, has anybody had experience with, does anyone have a pre-workout sensitivity? Does anybody have whatever problem this person is saying that they have? Because I need to be able to tell this person there's someone that I know who has been through that too, and this is how it worked for them. Is this making sense? Okay, so she said, yeah, I don't want that. My anxiety is already bad enough. And I said, I do not have that issue with this pre-workout. It's a plant-based pre-workout. The stimulant is beta-alanine, which is much better for you. It's the official performance supplement for the Ironman races. So I'm basically going through and adding more value to what that is and reassuring her that this is something that is safe for even people who have caffeine sensitivities, but also that we will take it slow because I don't want to kill my friends, right? Like, we'll take a half scoop and we'll see how you feel. So anyway, that is how I handled that objection. If you do not know how to handle objections when they come up, do not ignore them. Do not say you'll get back to them later when you know more, because you're not going to do it. You know you're not going to do it. You're just going to avoid the crap out of that. And when you respond to a message a week later with like, oh yeah, I had a caffeine thing too. They've already signed up for the next boot camp at the YMCA, bro. They're gone. You missed that chance. So if somebody says something like that, You need to say something to them in that moment, not avoid the conversation. Get on the team page, get in a message thread with other coaches, and see if you can get some advice on how to respond. Or GTS, Google that shiznit. So you type in Beachbody, objection, performance line. Beachbody, objection, Shakeology. Beachbody, objection, time. Beachbody, objection, money. You're going to get the same ones over and over and over and over and over and over, and you're going to attempt to battle these objections in a million different ways. And sometimes it's going to work and sometimes it's not going to work. But the only thing you have to ask yourself at the end of the day is, does this person know that I'm here to help them? Do they know that I have a challenge group coming up and that they are invited? When this person hits a point when they are ready, will they go to GNC or the YMCA, or are they going to come to me? Have I kept this relationship positive? Now, if they say, I can't afford it, I don't know, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, and they're giving you those objections over and over and over, and you've asked for advice and you've done all the things that you know how to do, and they're still not ready, it's okay at that point to say, hey, we've got the She Fit Crew, that's a free group. We've got Clean Week, that's a free program, a free membership. We've got so many free resources that we can give to people that might be an extra exposure. And then we'll follow up with them in the future. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, boo, when's your payday? I'll hit you up then. I just ask them straight up. And a lot of times they'll tell me, and I put it in my calendar for like a week before that. Oh my God, in a week we're doing this shit. I'm so excited. And then 3 days before, and then the day before, what time is this dropping in your bank, boo? Right? I'm not going to be the person that hits them up a week after payday and like, oh yeah, you got paid last Friday. You still got that money for the, oh no, come on. We know how this works, right? Okay. I'm looking at the chat now.
I was just going to share with you, Kerri, this one girl was going to sign up with me, and then she was like, well, I'm training for a fitness competition. She just said this to me. She was like, in part, this whole thing that I'm being trained for with a fitness competition, I can't stay committed to other workout programs, be a client of anyone else. I work out 6 days a week and surely don't want to misrepresent Beachbody by being a coach or upsetting anyone in this training community, but I'll chat with you and sign up for a time anyway. So it's just kind of funny because normally I would have been like, oh man, like she's already doing something else, forget this. But I was like, girl, we're basically doing the same thing. I represent a healthy lifestyle, self-love, and kicking booty. I'm not just out there representing or pushing a DVD program. You know, and she was like, yeah, totally agree. So she's signing up to talk to me. But I've been talking to this girl for like 2 weeks, and she did money, time, can't afford it. Then it evolved to, I'm training for this, can't do that. But really, we're just working out and living a healthy lifestyle. So people are going to throw everything possible at you. Normally, I would have just probably deleted her 2 years ago. I would have been like, oh, nope, she's training for a fitness competition. Which that's the 21-day fix extreme. Done.
Right.
So yeah, like it's the same thing.
So funny concept, right? Is like when I signed up, the objection that I think I just ignored Marie mostly, but I definitely had a time objection and a money objection and a name objection. I didn't want to be a part of Beachbody because it implied that there was a certain body appropriate for the beach. And I had a corporate objection. It seemed a little too corporate-y for me. And I had all the objections, guys. And
you know what I did? I said, you know what? We're just going to be friends then. And that was over Christmas. So we did a push-up challenge in a free group. and she got her whole family to do it, and we just
And she
chilled
said that
and
she
built
was
trust.
changing the name to Beast Body.
I was like,
And I was
change
like,
the name then. Who cares? Like, stop. Freaking sign up.
Right. So like slowly but surely. Christina, how long did it take for you to sign up after I invited you? I'm unmuting you. Go.
Yeah.
Me? What was the question again?
How long
My
did
internet.
it take for you to sign up after I invited you?
I would say from when I met you, a couple of months, but like pretty immediate, like whenever you presented everything. But I had
what objections did you give me?
money. My huge thing was money.
Yep, absolutely.
And then you showed up at my door twice.
There's that. In Chicago.
In Chicago.
Allie, how long did it take for you to join after I brought it up to you or mentioned something?
Like over a year.
Yeah, over a year.
Long time.
Long time. She didn't actually respond to me until something changed in her life, and all of a sudden she was like, hey, by the way, I think I want a business in health and fitness. Boom. And like, what? And what objections were like holding you back when I initially brought it up to you?
Oh gosh, a lot of things. Money, and I was like seriously injured in my back and did not trust anything that I didn't research for like 2 weeks first. So like just really letting go of control was like my main issue.
Yeah, totally. And then you hit a point, right? And that's the thing is like when someone hits that point, when they are ready or they need something different, are they going to go to you? Okay. Amy with the best smile. Amy, how long did it take for you to sign up with Bailey as your coach?
So I'm the exception because I've tried coaching in the past. So I actually approached Bailey and I asked to join.
Okay. And
I'm not the norm.
no, but I think
That
there's
happens,
a lot of
though.
people, there are actually a lot of other people who have tried Beachbody before. Did you have any certain questions for her that you asked or objections?
Training was a big question.
Like, is there going to be training? Is there going to be help?
Yep, exactly. Before I didn't have help. So I wanted that before I committed.
Okay, so you guys can see inviting someone to coaching, inviting someone to the challenge, it's still the same process. You still need to know what their goals are in coaching, why, what's the hardest thing for them in that area, what they've tried before. Like, it's the exact same process.
Yeah. And I think that's cool that you asked that too, Amy, because there's working out, there's leading a healthy lifestyle, but you have to combine it with personal development and having an understanding of network marketing. And
All right,
that is why we're successful, is because we put those pieces together. So I've seen it a million times, and I know our time is up, so sorry to kind of jump in there, Kerri, but I've seen it a million times where coaches will work out every single day. They'll read their personal development, but that hairy, scary part that Kerri just spent an hour on, they don't want to do it and develop that craft. We'll develop our bodies. We'll develop our biceps and our nutrition, but you can't forget to develop your mind and that skill of coaching, because when you put all those together, then that's what's going to help you build that residual income and change many lives. So
that's right.
Because without that support, you're going to flounder.
So on that note of positivity and love, I would like to take a group pick. Can I get some hearts up in here? And I will totally post this recording for anybody who missed it. I'm doing peace signs so I don't have to do the thumbs down, half heart. Smiles. Batman, where you at? Kirsty, show thyself. Kirsty, let me see that face. Rosa. Cheese. There we go. All right, nailed it. So guys, I'm going to post this in the 2 message threads. What I encourage you guys to do is post something about this call, on your personal page. Like, so fun that we had this team call tonight. I love my team so much. That girl with the unicorn hair is seriously my spirit animal and my best friend. And she's also nice and pretty and thoughtful. Yeah, just feel free to say whatever you want about it. And then use that as a springboard. If somebody comments or likes it, hey, thank you for liking my fitness team pick. Are you working on health and fitness too?
Is somebody actually going to do that? If you really do, can you tag me? Who's going to do it?
Everybody's going to do it, Marie. It's the homework assignment.
I know, but I'm not going to do it, so I want it on my wall.
Put it doesn't have to be on your wall. Put it on your story. You're trying to get out of the homework, ass. Okay.
Good question.
Okay,
Put
One
it on
question.
your story. Put it somewhere and just use that as a springboard so that you can invite people from it.
What, John?
Ready?
What?
One thing. I'd say one thing. Allison Smith, I've seen your story. It is stupid inspirational. It actually really touched me. And if you ever consider quitting, I'm going to find where you live and come over there and make you post. Thank you and good night.
Thanks, John. I lost my other job, so I have no option but to keep coaching.
Yes. Yes. Yay for that boss.
Yeah.